Hello, it is Thursday, July 17th. I'm going to try and make this week's video quick because it is hot out here today and I've already been out here for a while. So I did get these into the ground over a week ago. I think they were in last week's video. I did finally get all these little peppers that somebody gave me into the ground, and I gave them a quick water. About 2 inches down was still wet, but the top was pretty dry, so I just gave it a quick watering. You can see here how much water I just gave it. I actually am really liking these little cups because I can see exactly how much water the ground is getting here. And here's a pepper that somebody gave me. They said you get those little peppers in a pack in the grocery store, and they grew those, and that's one of those, so that's pretty cool. I did just move the cherry blossoms. I don't know if they're alive. I'm going to start with that. But I do want to say that they're still springy. So even all the way to the top is still springy. So I've decided to just move them over here because where they were was underneath the acorn squash and they're really getting crowded. And I said if there's any chance of them coming back, it's not going to be crowded under the acorn squash where some of the tendrils were starting to grab onto it. Down here, the parsley's looking good. It's getting some new leaves, which is nice. Not enough to really use yet, but hey, it's a start. My daisy flea bane is getting kind of crazy. My lavender is not looking all that great. It's looking kind of dead. I do not have good luck with lavender. I think I'm going to give up after this. Come along over here. This is looking really nice today, really blooming out nice. And it's going down over the edges. Very, very pretty, like that a lot. It's looking good. I see a lot of acorn squash and not much for peas in here. The peas are well hidden underneath here, but because they're well hidden, they're actually still kind of alive. On the other side I was looking earlier, and maybe I could zoom in from over here. The ones that are on this trellis over here that you can barely see, they're really dying back, both because they've been picked and also because they're getting a lot more sun than over here is. Moving along, I've moved this mint, and this is like hip high now. It's really big. These are looking good. My acorn squash, I've got two really nice sized fruits, one there, one here. So if I use my hand for reference, you can see that's a pretty nice sized fruit. So I've got two big ones that are just about ready to harvest. Speaking of harvest, I just got into the cucumbers. So these ones are all fine, but I have on the bottom here a lot that are bad. So if your cucumber is yellow, you don't want to eat it. So maybe I'll find somebody with chickens and give this to them because I have a few of these that are no good. On a good note though, next to the cucumbers, I've got my first ripe cherry tomato. And also, I can now officially confirm that this here is one of my purple hybrid cherry tomatoes. So I'm very excited about that because these taste great. And the birds don't mess with them because they're purple. So this one's actually ripe, so I'm going to pick it. They will look kind of green on the top, that's fine. The longer you leave them, they will get more colored. Sorry, there's little gnats crawling on my hand here. So this will get more purple over time, but it is at a point now where I could just eat it if I wanted to, and I probably will after this video because these things are delightful. But because it's purple, the birds won't mess with them the way they will with the red tomatoes. So you can see the red one, the birds will find that. The purple one, they're really gonna leave those alone for the most part. And if you can hear as I'm doing this video, there's actually a catbird who's over here somewhere. They're usually hanging out on the fence on that side, yelling at me. Oh, wait, actually I could see him. He's in the tree right there. And pretty much every time I come out here, there's a catbird. And they're fun to listen to, and I swear they're yelling at me for being out here, and it's like, hey, this is my garden, dude. You're gonna have to share. So I did just have some tough love. I do not like thinning plants. I do not like removing the volunteer tomatoes. But if you remember last week, there was no path here. And I realized that was a huge problem because I couldn't even get to the cucumbers, which I could see that some of them were going bad and really badly needed to be picked. And I could not get to them. So I just came and removed this tomato here. And there was another one hiding out there. And they were so overgrown that I couldn't even see this plant to show you that I have all these hot peppers. So these I probably will harvest too at some point, not right this second. But yes, I found peppers, which I didn't know I had, because I looked at this plant last week. If you look, I was like, oh, there's barely even flowers or anything. It was just these little buds. And I'm like, oh, I have no peppers. I did have peppers. They were just hiding under the darn tomato. Speaking of tomato, I tried to prop up this bush tomato because it was really laying down, and it's like on top of the bok choy here. And there was a tomato under here that was kind of like this purpley, brownish, not so good one. I was like, oh, I'll pick that off. And it exploded on my glove. And I will tell you right now, it is so lucky that you can't smell through a video, because what that smelled like was noxious. That was nasty. And I was like, oh my goodness. And it looks like the tomato that was next to it has a hole. So I'm gonna have to get rid of that. Actually, I could smell exactly where the tomato was. This has like a distinctive hole. So that's not a good tomato anyway. It's got holes all the way in. So that, I'm just gonna throw that to the critters. I throw it behind the fence, and I don't care if anyone eats it or if it grows or what it does back there. Okay. I did weed this so I could actually find my rosemary and my parsley and my thyme, and there's actually still some more grasses in here that I'm gonna have to remove, which is really annoying. But otherwise it's looking good, and I actually was sniffing the parsley to try and not smell the darn tomato. Oh, it smells so good. It's now in my hand. It smells amazing. All right, the zucchini, I just squashed a bunch of bugs on a leaf here. So it was a leaf that was totally covered in little buggies, like the baby bugs, and the what are they called? Eggs. Why do I keep saying seeds? Covered in the eggs. Had to smush that. Really frustrating. I'm taking a look at these tomatoes, and it looks like somebody's been helping themselves. I'm gonna guess maybe a rabbit, just because of the location of it. Could also be a squirrel came through here. Throw that to the critters too. There's a bug on me. I did just look, so if you see any of these bright red tomatoes, they probably have blossom end rot. So let's take a look and see if I'm right. Yep. So romas are pain in the butt with this. I said this last week. Romas are prone to blossom end rot. I do have to come out with some Tums. I actually was at Walmart today, completely forgot that I need to get some of the generic store brand Tums so that I can water these things, because they are beginning to naturally color like that, but any that are that weirdly bright red color are going to be the blossom end rot. So they're going to have to be removed, because they will never be edible after they get that going on. So that's annoying. Sunflowers are looking good up here. Lots of bees hanging out on there. It looks like the ones on the top are pretty much done. They've lost their petals, so we'll probably see a bunch of birds, what are they called? Goldfinches up there soon, chowing down on that. Moving over here, these are all some kind of cherry tomato. These are probably also purple cherries, but haven't confirmed yet. There is a regular slicing tomato over there, so at least I got one in there. And if you remember a while ago, I said that I planted purple flowers. These are not purple. They are definitely not purple. Yeah, they're pretty. I will say they are absolutely beautiful sunflowers, but they are not what I planted. So that's kind of frustrating. All right, last thing is I did see that I've got a nice size eggplant here. So I am going to Take a look at that. So it's got this spot going on, probably from rubbing on something. And yeah, that pretty much sums up how things are doing this week. Very crowded, very crazy, but growing well. Thank you, and see you next time.